All right, so today we're going to take a deep dive into something I think you'll find pretty fascinating.
Yeah.
Um, Sunrays grapes,
Okay.
partnering with TIPA for compostable packaging.
Interesting.
And this is especially relevant to you. I know you're really interested in how businesses are kind of,
Absolutely.
taking that step
Yeah.
towards sustainability.
Yeah.
So for folks who may not be familiar, Sunrays is a brand under Jock Vandenberg,
Okay.
and they're known for high-quality grapes and mandarins.
Gotcha.
So what we're going to try to uncover today is what they accomplished with this partnership and what makes it
Yeah.
so noteworthy.
For sure.
So they've actually been using these compostable bags from TIPA since 2022.
Okay.
And get this, over 200,000 bags across the U.S., Mexico, and Peru.
Wow, that's a lot of
That's a
bags.
huge move away from those traditional plastics.
It is. It really shows a commitment to sustainability,
Absolutely.
not just kind of like a one-off thing.
Yeah.
It seems like they're really invested.
Right. And speaking of commitment, they actually won an award for this.
Oh, really?
They got the Best Sustainable Packaging Award at the 2022 IFPA Expo for these very great bags.
Now, for those who may not know IFPA, that's the International Fresh Produce Association, so it's
No.
a pretty big deal.
It is a big deal, and it's really cool that they're getting that recognition.
Yeah.
And the impact is pretty incredible, too.
Oh, yeah.
Just by making this switch to compostable bags, they've diverted over 46,000 pounds of waste from landfills.
Wow.
That's like the weight of 2 full-grown African elephants.
That's incredible. That's really making a tangible difference.
Yeah, it really is.
It's not just like a feel-good thing. It's like an actual impact on the environment.
It's measurable.
Yeah,
It's something you can really see.
exactly.
And it's not just about the bags themselves. I was really interested to see a quote from their sustainability director, John Popp.
Okay.
He said, compostable packaging not only aligns with our environmental goals, but also enhances consumer engagement.
That's an interesting point.
What do you think he means by that?
Well, I think what he's getting at is that
Well-
consumers are becoming more and more aware of the impact of their choices.
Right.
They want to support brands that are doing the right thing.
For sure.
So when a company like Sunrays makes a visible effort to be sustainable,
Mm-hmm.
it builds trust with those consumers.
Yeah.
Makes them more likely to choose their products.
Right. So it's not just about, doing good for the planet.
Right.
It's also good business sense.
Exactly. It's a win-win
Makes sense.
for everyone involved.
Totally. And speaking of engaging consumers,
Yeah.
they've got these really cool QR codes right on the packaging.
I saw those. Yeah. What's the deal with those?
So you can actually scan the code,
Okay.
and it gives you all this information about the product,
Interesting. Like what kind of information?
where the grapes came from,
Oh, wow.
what makes the packaging special,
Okay.
and how to dispose of it properly.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah, so it's like this little mini sustainability report right in your hand.
I like that idea.
And to make things even easier, they've partnered with this company called Scrap.
Scrap. I haven't heard of that one.
It's an app
Okay.
that helps you figure out how to dispose of your waste correctly.
Interesting.
You scan the UPC barcode on the grape bag,
Okay.
and it tells you which bin to put it in.
Oh, that's cool.
Compost, recycling, trash.
So you don't have to guess,
Exactly.
if it's compostable or not.
It's all based on your location, too.
That's really handy.
So they're really closing the loop here
Yeah, they are.
on this whole packaging thing.
They're not just relying on the consumer to figure it out.
Yeah.
They're providing the tools
Exactly.
to make it easy
Yeah,
to do the right thing.
and it seems to be working. They've even got the attention of some major retailers like Hannaford Bros. And Food Lion.
That's impressive.
It is when you see big companies like that
Yeah.
embracing sustainable packaging.
It shows that things are changing.
It really does.
Consumer demand is having an impact.
Yeah, and Sunrays is definitely leading the way.
Where they're proving that you can be eco-friendly
Yeah,
and still have a successful business.
and that's really the key takeaway here.
Absolutely.
It's not one or the other.
Yeah. It's not a compromise.
You can have both.
You can have both.
You can have a high-quality product,
Mm-hmm.
be environmentally responsible,
And be successful.
and still be successful.
That's inspiring.
It is. It's a really cool story.
It is.
And it makes you wonder what other products
Yeah.
could benefit from this kind of approach.
What other everyday things could we be composting?
That's a great question and something for everyone to think about
For sure.
as we move forward.
Definitely. Yeah, it really does show that, they're thinking about the whole process.
Right. It's not just like we have a compostable bag, problem solved.
Exactly.
They're really considering
Yeah.
the entire life cycle.
Yeah, the disposal, like
Yeah.
what happens after it leaves the store?
Exactly. And it's interesting because I was
Yeah.
thinking about, some of the other things we've talked about
Mm-hmm.
in terms of like sustainable practices.
Yeah.
And sometimes it feels like It's all about the material.
Just swap out the plastic.
Right. Like if we just
Just
want to
yeah.
find a different material
Yeah.
that's biodegradable or compostable,
And then we're good.
then we're done.
Yeah.
But this really shows that
That's more than that.
it's more than that.
It's a system.
It's a system.
It's a whole way of thinking.
That's a whole way of
Thinking about it. Yeah.
and its impact.
And engaging the consumer.
Exactly.
It's really cool.
Yeah, it's a good example of like holistic sustainability.
Yeah.
I like that.
I think that's a great way to put it.
It's not just one piece.
Right.
It's everything.
It's the whole puzzle.
Yeah. Well said.
So would you say then that this is like a model that other companies could follow? I think so. I think it's a really good example of how to do it right.
Like if you're a company out there
Mm-hmm.
and you're thinking about,
We want to be more sustainable.
yeah,
This is a good case study
this is a good one to look at.
to learn from
Absolutely.
because they've clearly
Yeah.
thought about all the angles.
Yeah. And it's working for them.
Yeah.
They're getting recognition. They're
Winning awards.
winning awards.
They're getting attention from big retailers.
Right. It's all coming
Yeah.
together.
It seems like a real success story.
It does.
Yeah.
It's inspiring.
Yeah. It's good to see.
It is good to see. And it gives me hope for
Yeah.
the future.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
If you want to learn more about Sunrays TIPA or scrap, check out the links in the show notes.